On today's episode, we're going to talk about the 26-10 victory over the Rams as the rookies shine. Pacheco has another big day, but we had some special teams woes and red zone struggles. We're going to talk about all that and more. Stick around.
So the Kansas City Chiefs take down the Los Angeles Rams at Arrowhead in very unimpressive fashion, but nonetheless a win. Mike, what did you think about it?
I think the only bright spot today was Pacheco. 22 carries, 69 yards, and a touchdown. He had one amazing catch over the middle there for 17 yards. He looked really good. We hadn't seen that since training camp, them using Pacheco like that. He only averaged 3 yards a carry. In the first half, he was averaging about 5.5. But in the first half, they only let him run the ball like 5 or 6 times, I believe. I think we could have had a healthier dose of Pacheco early on, and it would have set the game up a little bit better than it was because, yeah, we were very underperforming today, to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been obviously a lot different if they didn't have so many struggles in the red zone, which we'll talk about later on. The game plan seemed to be pretty on point. I'm with you. I wish they would have ran a little bit more early, but they were taking advantage of those short passes because we knew that the Rams were going to be susceptible to the short pass game. You've seen that all season. But yeah, I think it could have been a totally different outcome if it wasn't for having those red zone struggles. And we are all chiefed up. If you're new here, hit that sub button, hit the like button. It helps out tremendously. Mike, let's talk about the rookie performances from today.
Yeah, I thought the rookies looked pretty good today. We kind of called Brian Cook getting the start. I think he got the start. He got a sack. We've seen George Karlaftis get his first career sack, his first full sack anyway. He's already had a half sack. That play was awesome. It looked like he got shot out of a cannon right up the middle. Bryce Perkins could not get out of the way. But we said Karlaftis is due. I think this is going to open the floodgates for him, and he'll have a little bit more success. McDuffie, by the way, looked really good today. Josh Williams played a pretty solid game. Skyy Moore. Skyy Moore, if they would get him out of the punt game, this kid's confidence would be through the roof because I don't know what they're trying to do to him, but the punt return thing is not like they're trying to make something happen that's just not there. And that's totally on the coach's stubbornness. And Dave Toub, this is his worst year he's had by far.
Yeah, I'm right with you. I think Skyy Moore, he's an excellent receiver. He is not a punt returner. We've talked about this time and time again. But the stubbornness of Dave Toub is making him look really bad, and he's got to be on the hot seat right now because that is the ugly flaw in this Chiefs team right now is the special teams. But Skyy Moore ended up leading the team in receptions today, and he looked really good. He made good catches when they counted. There were some catches that I don't think anybody else were going to catch. It's just that's what he does.
Yeah, the play that they called, I think it was Watson got a holding call. That was a very questionable holding call. But yeah, Skyy Moore took the ball. It was a short, quick pass to the flats. He took it up the side. He created, which is what we said you have to get him to do. I noticed that Andy had him running routes in the backfield. He was kind of doing that Kadarius Toney, Mecole Hardman role today. This is the stuff we were saying that Skyy Moore should be doing this entire season. I don't know why it's taking him this long to try to get him some reps doing that. And I don't even know if he'd be here right now if Toney and Mecole wasn't injured. So I just don't know what they've been doing with Skyy Moore this year. I think it's just been a wasted rookie season from Skyy Moore. I think he could have been a way bigger contributor to this point.
Right. Andy Reid's notorious for, slowly getting his rookies involved. With the exception of running backs, he's not, scared to get running backs going. If you look back at Kareem Hunt and then you see what he's doing with Pacheco, but it seems like those receivers, they always take a little while, which it is a loaded receiver room. So I kind of understand, but I do think there is a lot of wasted talent with Skyy Moore. And I think that we are hurting his confidence a little bit, putting him in places he shouldn't be, like punt returning. But yeah, so the special teams woes, man, like we were talking about, this is getting ridiculous. Dave Toub looking bad, worst season ever. What are you going to do about it, Mike?
Dude, Skyy Moore at that punt return spot. I don't know why he's never done this in his entire career, and why we thought that they just need to keep forcing him out there to do this makes zero sense to me. Again, I feel like it hurts his confidence a little bit. I think it hurts it a lot, to be honest. But he's resilient. He did bounce back, as we said. But yeah, that's stubbornness by Dave Toub. You seen him give up that fourth down. The punter threw for the first down. I mean, come on, you had to be expecting something like that. I think I tweeted that everybody's game plan against the Chiefs is Madden ball. You've got a team that's won 3 games, 2 games, whatever it was today. They're playing on a third-string quarterback. Their defense was still solid, but the rest of the team's struggling. Their top 2 wide receivers are out. Their quarterback's out. You knew they was coming out and playing Madden ball strategy. So, you knew that was coming. we were just woefully unprepared. I don't understand Dave Toub this year, man. He's just struggled. I think I even called for we need to look into firing this guy. Let's be honest. Somebody said let's send him to Denver, the next head coach of Denver.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think they should definitely be looking at it because he's had plenty of time to get this thing under control. And obviously, he's learned no lessons. He's too stubborn. He's going to do what he does, and we're going to continue to have problems. And that could come back to bite you big time in a playoff run because those weird special teams plays can really change the tone of a game.
Yeah, we always talking about all the time offense, defense. Um, Andy's really bad at it. The offense seems to never want to adjust. They just want to keep banging their head into the wall, running whatever game plan they got, and just go, go, go. And they think that the defense will eventually fold. Sometimes that don't happen. It looks like Dave Toub's kind of adopted the same principles here on the special teams. He just keeps on trotting out this stupid stuff. And like even when Miko is healthy, it's like McCole Hardman is a Pro Bowl punt returner. Why has he not been doing this all season? I have no idea. And then his other one was Justin Watson, which made a lot more sense. He's a little more of a veteran. He's probably, I don't know how much he's done it, but he looked a lot more comfortable than Skyy Moore the few times he was back there. And then his other option was McDuffie. Why would you want to put a first round corner out there that's never really hardly done it either? I just don't understand where his mind's at this year. It's crazy.
I'm not either, but at least we have one coach that's done really good at halftime adjustments, and that's been Steve Spagnuolo. He's been excellent this year, man. And with that, what about the defensive performance today? I thought that they were pretty good.
Yeah, I think the only thing that kind of irked me a little bit was you knew Bryce Perkins is more of a he's almost like a bad version of Lamar Jackson. He's not going to beat you with his arm. They're going to do a lot of running the ball. He's going to try to get out of the pocket. And they just didn't use a spy very much, I didn't think. I'll have to go back and watch it again, but I just didn't see a lot of spying on him. He was able to get out and beat us with his legs a few times. Our third down defense, we give up more third and longs than any team in the history of football. Like we've always done that in Kansas City. I don't know what the deal is. It's like they always just play some kind of weird prevent or something on these third and longs. But yeah, something happens. That's the only problems I really seen today. I did feel like our run defense didn't look as good as usual either. Who was it? Cam Akers was he the one running the ball the majority of the game, and he seemed to be chunking off, 5, 6, 7 at will every once in a while. And I just thought it was a down day for our defense. It wasn't horrible, but it didn't look very elite to what I thought we could look like against a third team defense without Cooper Kupp, without Allen Robinson, without Matt Stafford. They just cut their running back, and it's like I kind of thought we'd just kind of shut them out, to be honest.
I thought it might be a possibility they shut them out, but I actually predicted them to score 10 points. And I think it just goes with, if a team continues to run the ball, run the ball, run the ball, run the ball, they're going to get yardage at it some way or another. Also, when they do decide to pass the ball, there's going to be somebody open because you're literally defending the run 99% of the game. I didn't think the defense looked bad per se. I thought that Nick Bolton had another really good game. I'm still not grasping the Nick Bolton hate in Chiefs Kingdom. It's unreal. This guy's elite right now, man. He's probably one of the best middle linebackers in football. He's sixth in the league in tackling. He leads our team in tackling. He led today in tackling. He had another big interception. He's always where he needs to be.
2 weeks in a row with a big pick by Nick Bolton, man. He's looked so good, I thought.
And they're like, oh, but it's tipped balls. And I mean, that is awesome job by Carlos Dunlap. But I mean, you still have this guy being in the right place at the right time all the time. And that's what you want from a middle linebacker. Willie Gay also had a good game too, but the linebackers played excellent, to be honest. But I'm with you though. I mean, most of their yardage, I think, came on scrambles and things like that. And that's kind of hard to stop sometimes. So, I mean, I'm not going to get too much into that. I think the defense looked pretty solid. I think Spagnuolo's still doing a good job. I think they're progressing. And I think the young guys looked good today. We got to see Karlaftis get his first sack. Brian Cook got a sack. It's just good to see him. McDuffie, he's still McDuffie, man. He's just doing what he's got to do.
Yeah, I totally agree. We can't forget about Snead. I thought Snead had a very good day today.
Oh, yeah.
He had that big pick. He had a batted ball there. We thought he got injured. They took him to the blue tent. I don't know what they were checking him for. I don't know if it's a head thing or what. Did they ever say, or did I miss
I'm not
that?
for sure. I was guessing it was a head injury, but I'm not for sure.
Well, I'm glad he got back out there. But yeah, I think the big point of the day will be our next topic: red zone struggling. I believe if our offense wouldn't have gotten the red zone all day long and then have to settle for field goals, we would have beat this team as bad as we thought we were going to. We were projecting 35, 40 points, and it didn't get there because we just kicked field goals all day. Props to Butker for hitting them. But other than that, I thought for some reason we was getting down the red zone and just abandoning the run game. We only had one good drive there in the third quarter that actually done a very good job of calling pass and run equally. Capped off by Pacheco getting his second touchdown in the NFL. That was a beautiful play by Pacheco. I thought Pacheco run so hard, and that was a good defense, man. Going up against Aaron Donald, he was running right through Aaron Donald. I mean, he took some licks out there today, but he just popped right
Yeah.
up and kept going, and that was the bright spot all day. Even with that red zone struggle, dude, Pacheco, he looked like a grown man out there today, and I think today went a long way as Pacheco being our starter going forward.
Absolutely. I mean, did you see that hit by Bobby Wagner though? Like that would have killed most people.
Dude,
But Pacheco just gets up and sprints off like it was nothing. But yeah, the red zone struggles are a little concerning, I guess. And the reason is because of play calling, in my opinion. I feel like they abandoned the run too early. And then on the drives where they decide to run the ball in the red zone, you'll see a lot of delayed handoffs and things that we need to avoid. So also Andy Reid likes to get too cute down there and try to look cool from time to time, and that's great and all, but those plays are very unnecessary with the firepower that we have on our offense. Even with the injuries that we have, I mean, it should be no big deal to score once you're down there. I mean, we're driving the ball up the field like it's no problem, and then getting down there and just completely sputtering out. Do you think this is going to be an issue going forward? Do you think it was just something for today? Because I kind of had the feeling like today they thought they could win the game with field goals, so it's almost like there was no sense of urgency. But maybe I'm wrong. Do you think this could be an issue going forward?
well, I mean, I think you got to give the Rams defense a little credit. They are a good defense. I mean, you have Floyd coming off the edge. You got Aaron Donald. He's the premier defensive player in the league. By the way, Chris Jones today showed that he may have overtaken Aaron Donald. Chris Jones was a monster. We called that on one of our last videos. We said he was going to have a monster game today. He did. But yeah, I think the red zone woes today may have been just that defense, man. We were starting to get down low, and then when you get down with less field, the boundaries and the out of bounds start becoming extra defenders. And I believe we started getting a little too cute. Andy wanted to try stuff instead of just sticking to something. It hurt us on the inside run game. You're going against Aaron Donald and Joe Tooney wasn't playing today. I mean, come on. Allegretti did a pretty good job, I thought. I thought the whole
Yeah.
offensive line did a pretty good job. I know people were they were crying again about Orlando Brown. That's all everybody wants to do. But it's like,
Why?
dude, Mahomes was holding the ball a long time today. There's no, offensive lines in the world going to
Hey,
hold for that
I
long.
will give
That's
I will give
insane.
Mahomes props today though. He was holding the ball long, but he was actually stepping up into the pocket a lot. It
Right.
was crazy. I was like, I loved seeing that. And the offensive line did exactly what they're supposed to do. They kept the pocket clean. So I don't care what anyone says about people getting to Mahomes. Aaron Donald is going to sack Mahomes at least once. I don't care who's the
Yeah.
offensive lineman.
Dude, you got Floyd over there on the corner, like coming at us.
Right.
Like these guys are good. Yeah. So I think the Rams, and another thing with the red zone, one more word before we go on. I do believe we've seen Kelsey beat Jalen Ramsey one on one in coverage. But at the same time, besides that one play, Kelsey did not eat as much as we thought he would. So that just goes to prove that that was a tough defense. And you take Kelsey out of it for Mahomes to rely on in the red zone, and Mahomes does struggle in the red zone. He starts forcing it. He makes a couple of bad throws. He had a few series where he just kept underthrowing everybody. I don't know what that was. Like it seemed like every pass he threw was just bouncing to people. It was really weird. Maybe his arm got tired from all the non-running calls they were doing. But other than that, dude, let's give away some game balls, man. Who do you want to give a game ball to?
All right, cool. I'll go first with the defense. I'm going to give a game ball to Nick Bolton just to spite everybody that talks trash about this guy because, I mean, once again, he led the team in tackles. He looked excellent. They're always calling Nick Bolton's name, man, because he makes plays. It's all this guy does. He's in the right place at the right time. He makes plays. He plays hard, and I love it. So, yeah, game ball, Nick Bolton.
Okay, I'm going to give away two game balls. I'm going to give one to Chris Jones. I thought he had a good day. I thought he created a lot of pressure. I'm going to give the other game ball to Sneed. I thought Sneed looked really good.
Offensive game ball, I'm going to give it to Skyy Moore. And the reason being is because he didn't let that stupid punt return troubles get to his head. He still went out there, led the team in receptions. He was open when he needed to be, and he made some really good catches. And it's nice to see Mahomes having that confidence in Skyy Moore right now to just throw the ball because he knows he's going to catch it. And that's exactly what happened today. So yeah, I'm glad he didn't get down on himself and not letting bad decisions by our coaching staff affect his game. And I thought it was great to see him have a good day as a receiver.
Yeah, Sky Moore as a receiver is excellent. I think he needs more opportunities. I think he's played more opportunity there. He's earned it. I'm going to give my game ball on offense. I think you know where it's going. It's going to Isaiah Pacheco. Um, that 70 some yards, I think, is what he ended up with on the day. Oh, 69. It was 69. But he looked good. I thought like he didn't have any big, flashy, long runs or anything like we've seen against the Chargers, but he proved that against a good front seven, he can put his nose down and his head down, and he runs so angry, and he can take a licking and keep on ticking. That's what he got today. And man, he was just popping up. He was looking excited. That kid is a spark plug. He wants to play. And I just thought he impressed me. I mean, they really didn't get him a lot of carries in the first half, didn't get a rhythm going. I will say Rojo looked pretty good in his limited action too. I think Rojo's earned a little more playing time now. He looked pretty good out there. But yeah, I'm going to give it to Pacheco, and that's probably going to be my offensive game ball today.
Yeah. So did you happen to notice today that almost everything we talked about last week, it come to pass today? And it's a little weird. We're just two guys talking about football, having some fun. We're not experts or anything like that, but I mean, it is getting ridiculous, guys. You need to get on board and hit that sub button, hit that like button, because a lot of things we're saying here is happening. Let's look at today. I mean, we talked about Chris Jones having a big day last week. He did. We talked about Karlaftis getting that first sack. We talked about Rojo getting snaps today for the first time. We talked about Skyy Moore getting more in the offense. We talked about Isiah Pacheco having a big day. We even talked about how he needed to get involved in the pass game, which he finally did today, and I think we'll see more of that going forward. Just all kinds of stuff that we talk about. I mean, it's just, I feel like it's common sense stuff when we're talking about it, but you never see anyone else in Chiefs media bringing this stuff up, or even their fans talking about it. And sometimes they look at us like we're crazy.
Yeah, well, we always get told that we're dumb. We have stupid takes. I don't know. I guess it's because we don't have 20,000 subs. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. I feel I'm with you. I feel like it's common sense stuff. I feel like at any point we knew George Karlaftis was going to break through. He works too hard not to. We've always said McDuffie was going to be shut down. We said he was probably going to be one of the premier nickel corners right off the bat. And if we want to go ahead and put him on the outside by the end of the year, he'd be one of the top 10 shutdown corners in football. We said that. He's proven it. He looks really good. There's not a lot we haven't called. We did say this, this week was going to be a big game for Chris Jones. He did just that. Skyy Moore, we've said time and time again, you've got to get him moving in the backfield. You have to get him in the run game a little bit. You got to get him in space. We did that today. Skyy Moore looked good. We kept saying, get Skyy Moore out of the punt return game. And there he was again today. So, yeah, I mean, I don't want to toot the horn too much. I mean, I feel like it's common sense stuff, but yeah, at the same time, we kind of seen Rojo coming this week. I mean, who couldn't see that? I don't know who's out there saying Derek Gore, but yeah, that guy wasn't even on the radar.
All right, if you're not on board already, hit that sub button now. Ride out the rest of the season with us. We talk about Chiefs football here. Hit that like button. It helps us out tremendously. Also, check this video out right here. It's what YouTube thinks that you would prefer to watch. And leave some comments. We'll talk to you, and we'll catch you next time.
See you guys. Go Chiefs.
There goes a sight from my soul.